The Green Mile is a 1999 film directed by Frank Darabont, starring Tom Hanks, Michael Clarke Duncan, and James Cromwell. As John Coffey, a giant of a man, is brought to death row, a group of prison guards discover something very unusual about him. Warner Brothers presents this film for the first time on UHD with a brand new native 4K restoration. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today, guys, I'm here to talk about The Green Mile on 4K, this latest release from Warner Brothers, and I'm super excited to get into it. I'm going to talk about the movie itself. I'm going to talk about the audio picture quality, the special features, the packaging, all that stuff, and give you an overall recommendation on whether or not I think you should add this to your own collection. I will be leaving the link down below for purchase if you do decide to pick it up. Before I get into talking about this one, guys, and breaking it down for you, I want to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber to the Mid-Level Media channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more great content. I do tons of physical media content on this channel, new 4K and Blu-ray reviews. I do Blu-ray hunting videos, just random vlog style videos, live streams, collection hauls, unboxings, just tons of physical media content every single day on this channel. News updates, just tons of stuff that I know you will love if you're a physical media enthusiast. So definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Also comment down below, guys. Let me know. I want to know. I need to know, what are your thoughts on The Green Mile just as a movie? Also, let me know if you picked up this 4K. Did you grab the slipcover? Did you grab the steelbook? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to like this video, guys, and turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. So let's get into talking about this, guys, as an actual movie. So I did put up a poll on my YouTube channel in the community page, which if you guys aren't following along with, definitely do that. I do all kinds of stuff on there just involving you guys as a community, doing polls and also promoting stuff that I'm doing that's upcoming. So definitely check that out. But I put up a poll asking you guys which of all the recent physical media releases did you want me to review first? And you guys told me you wanted me to review The Green Mile. Overwhelmingly, it was almost 50%. So I am here today to talk about The Green Mile on 4K, guys. And I wasn't sure about jumping back into this one because I literally just watched this for the first time at the beginning of 2021. So to come back a little bit over a year later and watch it again, I honestly didn't know if I wanted to do that. It is a 3-hour movie. It's rather long, but I'm so glad I did, guys, because I loved the movie back in 2021. And I was afraid that watching it again might bring my enjoyment down just a little bit. But it really didn't. It only intensified it. It only enhanced it. I still love this movie. Geez, this is just such a great movie, guys. It is one of the best Stephen King adaptations, period. I love The Shining. The Shining is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, my second favorite horror movie. I don't know, guys. I might have to do a re-ranking or something. This might be better than The Shining as far as Stephen King adaptations. I don't know. I absolutely love this movie. Fell in love with it all over again. This review is going to be a little emotional because this movie honestly gets me a little emotional. I sat down to watch this last night. Again, like I said, I turned it on. I just watched the movie a year ago. I'm like, maybe I'll watch an hour and a half of it. I'll see how the picture quality is. But I just got sucked right back into this movie. I just get so invested and wrapped up in all the characters and what's going on screen that I sat through this 3-hour movie, and it just flew by. And yeah, before I knew it, it was over. And I was just left a puddle of tears. I was an absolute mess when this movie went off last night. But yeah, just one of the best movies, period. And look, I like some new movies. I definitely go out and I watch some new movies. I watch new stuff on streaming, new TV shows and stuff. This movie just solidifies to me, they just don't make movies like this anymore. I don't understand why. I feel like they can. They just don't make them like this anymore. I don't know what it is. There's just something about this movie. It's just so powerful. It's so emotional. All the characters just feel so well written, so real. I just don't feel this kind of energy, this kind of emotion in anything that comes out nowadays. I don't get it. Maybe there's some stuff here and there, but I don't know, guys. The Green Mile, they just don't make movies like this anymore, is what I'm trying to say. This movie is so good. Like, it's so good. If you guys have not seen this movie, you gotta watch it right away. It's so freaking good. But the performances in this movie, guys, are all top-notch. Everyone just works so well together, really elevating each other to perfection throughout this movie. Hanks is so great as the head guard Paul Edgecombe. Like, he's such a fantastic actor. We all know this. Like, I love Tom Hanks in so many things, but this is just one of the best, most genuine performances I've ever seen Tom Hanks give. Like, and that's saying something. This dude has made some of the best movies of all time. Like, he's a legitimate GOAT actor. In this movie, like, he blows me away, like, giving me a performance that I didn't even know he was capable of. And he's done some of the greatest movies of all time. He's so good in this movie. I absolutely love Tom Hanks in this movie. This might be, it's up there with Castaway. It'd be like neck and neck with Castaway. It might be my favorite Tom Hanks performance. I just love him in this movie so much. He's so subtle, yet so strong, and just such a great character. I love him in this movie. David Morris, who's just a great character actor. You'll know him when you see him. Like, I've seen him in this, and this. He's a great character actor, but he gives such a good supporting side character performance that really just backs Hanks up at every moment of distress. I just love how those two bond together in this movie. I love how all the guards bond together in this movie. There's just such a camaraderie between, like, all of the main guards, with the exception of one, which we'll talk about in a second. And it just makes such a strong, lighthearted at times and kind of fun, but also just really emotionally driven film. And Doug Hutchinson as Percy is really just probably one of the more underrated performances of this movie. It's such a great performance, but you hate him so much you don't want to give him that kind of credit. He's just such a perfectly despicable character that you love to hate in this movie. Think, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, think Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like, he's that level. I can imagine that the actor that played Joffrey getting inspiration from Percy when he was trying to figure out how he was going to approach that role in Game of Thrones. Like, that's the type of character that you're dealing with Percy in this movie. And I love, again, going back to the guards bonding, I love how they bond together to kind of create this united front against him. But they can't really do anything about it because he's got connections higher up in the state and stuff like that. So it's a whole thing that just runs all throughout the movie. But what I also love about Percy as a character is there is a little bit of depth to him. You don't really see it for probably the first hour and a half of the movie, but the character does have a little bit of an arc towards the end. So he is also fully realized and fleshed out, just like everybody else in this film, even though he's a really despicable character you just don't like. And then you got Sam Rockwell as Wild Bill, who's just another fantastic villainous character. Definitely more straightforward in his bad intentions than Percy. He's more of a straightforward, like, full-on villain in this movie. But he's absolutely fantastic. And this has to be like one of the first Sam Rockwell roles. Like, he doesn't look that young, but honestly, I think that's the makeup and the stuff that they do to him in this movie. James Cronwell as the warden here. Absolutely love him. I love everything about him in this movie. He has some of the more emotional moments in the film, and he just pulls them all off so beautifully. And guys, just the cast, there's so many great people in this movie. You got Bonnie Hunt, Barry Pepper, Gary Sinise, William Sadler, Harry Dean Stanton, Patricia Clarkson. I mean, come on, this movie is just full to the brim of fantastic performances and actors and actresses. It's ridiculous the amount of talent in this movie, and everybody just works together so wonderfully. And lastly, guys, I was saving the best for last, so we got to talk about Michael Clarke Duncan in this movie, who is really just the heart and soul of this entire film as John Coffey. He honestly, genuinely makes you feel something with every single line of dialogue that he delivers. I honestly just get goosebumps just talking about him. It's just such a truly moving performance with a character that's filled with just as much tragedy as he is hope. And it's just maybe one of the best of all time. Maybe one of the greatest performances of all time. I don't know yet. But God, he's so good in this movie. I love Michael Clarke Duncan in this film. He's so fantastic. Like I said, just goosebumps. Like, it literally just fills thinking about him in this movie just fills my eyes with tears and makes them water a little bit, to be honest. I love him in this film. It's one of the greatest performances of all time, hands down. The story is so well told and paced, and even at 3 hours, guys, you don't feel it dragging because you are so invested in everything and everyone in this movie. Direction is top notch, and I've said it before, I love Shawshank Redemption, but this is Frank Darabont's masterpiece, in my opinion. Shawshank Redemption is about a 4.5. There's some stuff in that movie that I can kind of pick apart and be like, that doesn't exactly work as well as I think they intended it to. This movie, there is nothing to pick apart. I think that this is a perfect film from beginning to end, which is actually saying even more because it's about 30 minutes longer than the Shawshank Redemption. But I love everything about this movie. The set design is gorgeous, and you really do feel this 1930s Depression setting, just every aspect of it. And the setting, it's just such a gorgeous setting in this movie. The score by Thomas Newman just solidifies why he's one of the greats. It's one of the most beautiful scores of all time. Absolutely love that as well. Just everything comes together in this movie, guys, so incredibly well, so perfectly. I can't give it anything other than a 5 out of 5. This is one of my favorite films of all time now. Like, I knew I loved it when I watched it last year, but watching it again right now just further cements it as just one of my all-time favorite movies. So I just absolutely love this film. And getting into the 4K transfer here, guys, this is a beautiful 4K transfer by Warner Brothers. They did a hell of a job with this one. You know, it has great facial detail. The color on the prison walls and the lime green floor, you can really notice, and it really just pops in that HDR. It's very smooth. There's very little grain to notice. I do think the ugly greens and browns of this movie make it stand out just a little bit less than Warner Brothers' Shawshank release that came out last year. I keep comparing the two because, you know, they're both Frank Darabont and they're both prison movies, so you just have that comparison in the mind. So it makes it stand out a little less, I think, than Shawshank. Shawshank just really impressed me when I watched it last year, but it's still equally as impressive of a transfer. You see those light bulbs are blowing up, just the light of them as they buzz and get brighter. It's just, everything is beautiful in this movie. This is just a great transfer. Absolutely beautiful transfer by Warner Brothers, so can't recommend it highly enough with that. You also do get Dolby Atmos with this release. You also get 7.1 Dolby True HD. So those that are Dolby Atmos enthusiasts and need to have that with every single one of your releases, you will definitely be satisfied with this release. But getting into the final two negatives of this, and again, I hate being negative on such a wonderful movie and transfer, because that's really at the end of the day what you're buying this for. But there are no new special features. All the previous special features from the 2009 Blu-ray release are present here, but there's nothing new. So you get these on the Blu-ray disc. It would be nice if you could get a couple on that 4K disc itself. But yeah, none of the special features are new. You still get that commentary by Frank Darabont. You get the additional scenes. You get Walking the Mile, Making of the Green Mile documentary, Miracles and Mystery, Creating the Green Mile feature gallery, Tom Hanks makeup test, Michael Clark Duncan screen test, the teaser trailer, case study, and theatrical trailer. So all the same stuff that you got with the previous releases, nothing new. I would like to start seeing with these studio releases just one new special feature, just something new that they can slap on this 4K disc or the Blu-ray disc itself. It really doesn't matter, but just something new would be appreciated for sure. Getting into the packaging, guys, look, I mean, I like this. I mean, it's a classic scene from the film. That's fine. They kind of did the same thing as Shawshank, just kind of showing a scene, a piece of cinematography from the film itself. No like fancy artwork or anything. You get the exact same thing underneath. And as far as like the disc itself, I'm going to take the digital. I've actually already given that away, but it's no discard. It's just a brown disc. So at the end of the day, I can't really say too much good about the packaging. What I would like to see, guys, what I would appreciate is them maybe doing some reversible cover art with this. I would love it if they use this artwork from this Green Mile Blu-ray release, because I think that's absolutely stunning. If they did some kind of reversible cover art with that, or just made it the cover for the 4K release itself and put it inside this slipcover, and they just had the artwork variant that way, that would be, you know, appreciated as well. Just something different. But the packaging, again, bare bones, special feature, bare bones, nothing new. So can't really say too much good about those two things, which is why for the overall release, guys, still a very high score, but I got to give this a 4.5 out of 5. If they would have added just one new special feature or something, I could have bumped this up to a 5 out of 5. But the fact that they didn't add anything new in this one, I got to take it down to a 4.5. But this is still a stellar release by Warner Brothers, guys. Absolutely recommend this. It is $24.99 right now. If you've never seen this movie before, you have to see this movie. It's one of the greatest films of all time. And if you already love this movie and you haven't seen it in 4K, it really is a great experience in this upgrade in quality. Definitely highly recommend this release, guys. Definitely pick it up as soon as possible. The link for purchase is down below, but I appreciate everybody watching. Please like this video, comment down below your thoughts on this movie, on this release, whether or not you're going to pick it up based on my recommendation. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more great content. Turn on those bell notifications and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.